In the silence of night, when the world sleeps and souls wander between dreams and waking, there is a secret that only those who ardently seek can discover. Of Wadoud, one of the most beautiful names of Allah, the most loving, the one who floods his servants with immeasurable love. Have you ever felt this loneliness, this emptiness that nothing seems to fill? Have you ever prayed in tears, looking for an answer, a sign, relief? Listen to these words from the Quran. And when my servants ask you about me, then I am near. I answer the call of the one who prays to me when he calls on me. Surah Al-Baqarah 286. Today, we are going to explore an ancestral secret, repeating Ya Wadoud 141 times for 7 days. A secret that opens the doors of divine love, that transforms hearts and draws mercy and abundance to you. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe deeply. Imagine that each beat of your heart resonates with a cosmic vibration, a silent melody that connects the invisible to the visible. The ancient Sufis said that each name of Allah is a wave of light, a sacred breath that crosses the universe. It is not just words, but living energies, keys that open hidden doors within us and around us. When you say of Wadoud, it's not just a sound that leaves your lips. It is a frequency that travels through time and space, echoing in the celestial worlds. It is an invocation that touches the very essence of divine love. Allah says in the Quran, "And when my servants ask you about me, then I am near. I answer the call of the one who calls on me when he calls on me." Surah Al-Baqarah 2:186. But have you ever felt this closeness? Have you ever experienced that moment when you know, deep within your being, that Allah is listening to you, that He is there, closer to you than your own jugular vein? Spiritual masters teach that the repetition of the name of Allah is like the beating of a drum in the invisible. Each recitation strengthens a connection, aligning the soul to a higher frequency. The more you invoke, the more your heart softens, the more your energies harmonize with those of the divine. There is a secret hidden behind the names of Allah. It is not we who pronounce these words, but it is Allah who manifests Himself in us through them. When you repeat of Wadoud 141 times for 7 days, you do much more than invoke a name. You invite into yourself the presence of the one who loves with unconditional love. Are you ready to feel this love? And among them, a name shines with particular brilliance. Of the Wadoud's, the most loving, he whose love encompasses all creation. This name is a key, a portal that opens the heart and attracts a heavenly affection that no earthly love can match. How did Muslim sages and mystics understand and use this name? Why is Ya Wadoud so powerful? And how can it transform your life? The divine names are not mere words. They carry an energy, a reality, a connection between man and his Creator. Since the time of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, his companions and early scholars have studied the power of these names. Al-Bukhari and Muslim report this hadith. Allah has 99 names, 100 minus 1. Whoever memorizes and understands them will enter paradise. Sahih al-Bukhari 2736, Sahih Muslim 2677. But what does it really mean to memorize these names? It's not just about reciting them mechanically. It's necessary to understand them, feel them, embody them. Sufi mystics taught that each name had a particular function. Some names of Allah cure illnesses. Others strengthen faith and ward off doubt. Some attract mercy and forgiveness. And some, like of the Wadoud's, allow us to open the heart to divine love. The Asma'ul Husna are like keys. When you use them correctly, you can open invisible doors in your life. And you, what door do you need to open today? The name of Wadoud is mentioned in the Holy Quran, and He is the forgiving, the most loving. Surat Al-Buruj 85:14. This verse is powerful because it binds forgiveness and love. This means that Allah's love is unconditional. No matter your past, your mistakes, your doubts, Allah is always ready to love you and forgive you. But to feel this love, you have to invoke Him. It's necessary to open your heart and let the name of Ya Wadoud penetrate the soul. The Sufis taught that repeating this name could transform a person. The one who feels rejected by others regains the affection of hearts. The one who is in conflict with a loved one sees the resentments disappear. The one who looking for pure and sincere love ends up attracting Him. And the one who suffers from an inner emptiness finds deep peace. History teaches us that the prophets themselves invoked the names of Allah in difficult times. The prophet Musa, Moses, faced with the oppression of Pharaoh, said, "O my Lord, open my breast for me, and facilitate my mission, and loosen the knot of my tongue that they may understand my speech." Surah Taha 20:25-28. These words are a reminder that when we sincerely invoke Allah, He always responds. So can you imagine what would happen if you repeated Ya Wadoud 141 times every day for 7 days? Imam al-Ghazali, one of the greatest thinkers of Islam, explained that the names of Allah are not labels, but living spiritual realities. He said, "He who calls on Allah with His sublime names enters into the light and is enveloped in it." This means that each name of Allah is a door to His presence. When you say of Wadoud, you are not just reciting a word, you are calling a divine energy to descend on you. And here's a fascinating thing. Those who regularly invoke this name end up seeing visible changes in their lives. Conflictful relationships are repaired as if by a miracle. Hard hearts soften and become receptive. Allah's love and mercy fill the soul, dispelling the anxieties and wounds of the past. Isn't that what we all need in this world full of tension and loneliness? Have you ever felt the impact of the names of Allah? Imagine a soft, warm light descending slowly on you each time you say, of Wadoud. What are you feeling right now? An inner peace that invades you? A feeling of being loved despite your imperfections? A force that pushes you to forgive and move forward? The Asma'ul Husna are divine gifts, powerful tools that we have often overlooked. But today you received a secret, a precious key. The question is, will you use it? Night had long since fallen on the silent city. The cold wind rushed through the deserted streets, raising clouds of dust which immediately disappeared into the darkness. Ahmed walked aimlessly with a heavy heart and a blank look. He no longer knew where to go or what to do. Everything had collapsed around him. His business, which he had built with so much effort, had collapsed overnight. His friends, those he had helped and supported, had moved away one by one, as if his misfortune was contagious. Even his family, who once told him they would always be there, now avoided him, tired of his repeated failures. One evening, while he was wandering near the neighborhood mosque, a voice called out to him, "My son, why do you carry such a burden on your shoulders?" Ahmed looked up. In front of him, an old man with a white beard draped in a simple cloak looked at him with strange kindness. The man smiled, as if he already knew her story. Ahmed lowered his head, ashamed. He no longer had the strength to speak. But the scholar placed a hand on his shoulder and whispered softly, "Allah never abandoned you, Ahmed. It was you who forgot to call Him." Ahmed felt an inexplicable warmth in his heart. These words awakened something in him that he thought had been lost for a long time. Hope. The man continued, "There is a name of Allah who heals the brokenhearted, brings back love, and opens closed doors." Ahmed slowly raised his head. "Say Ya Wadoud." 141 times every night. But don't do it mechanically. Let each invocation penetrate your soul. Cry if you feel the need, and watch how your Lord responds. Then, without another word, the old man walked away and disappeared into the night. That evening, for the first time in months, Ahmed fell to his knees in his small, dark room. He closed his eyes and whispered softly, Ya Wadoud, Ya Wadoud, Ya Wadoud. At first, his lips trembled. Each repetition seemed strange to him, as if it were awakening a forgotten echo within him. But the more he repeated, the more something changed. Memories of his childhood came back to him. He relives those nights when his mother put him to sleep by telling him stories about the mercy of Allah. He relived those days when he prayed sincerely, convinced that Allah was listening to him. Then the tears began to flow. 141 times. It was as if, with each invocation, a weight left his heart. And that night, for the first time in years, Ahmed fell asleep without nightmares, without worry, enveloped in a peace that he did not yet understand. The days passed. Every night Ahmed knelt down and repeated Of Wadoud with growing faith. And that's when something unexpected happened. First, he felt a change in himself. His mind, previously clouded by stress and anxiety, began to clear up. His prayers, which once seemed empty to him, became a refuge where he found real peace. And this immense emptiness that he felt diminished day by day. Then the doors began to open. A week after starting his invocations, his phone rang. He was a former colleague. He explained to him that a company was looking for a profile like his, and that he had thought of him. Ahmed hesitated. He had lost all confidence in himself. But something inside him whispered, Allah has not abandoned you. He accepted the interview. A few days later, he was hired. When love returns. One evening, as he was leaving the mosque, a voice called out to him, Ahmed. He turned around and saw a face he never thought he would see again. It was his younger brother, with whom he had been at odds for years. He looked down, expecting a confrontation, but instead, his brother smiled and hugged him. I'm sorry. I was unfair to you. I'd like to start over. Ahmed felt a shiver run through his body. He thought of the old scholar again. To this promise, see how your Lord will respond. So it was true. Coincidence or divine response? Some will say this is all just a coincidence. But how can we explain that everything changed at the precise moment when Ahmed invoked Ya Wadoud with sincerity? The Quran itself testifies to this. Your Lord has not abandoned you, nor has he hated you. Surah Ad-Duha 93:3. Ahmed, once broken and lost, finally understood. The secret of the names of Allah is not in the words themselves, but in the faith we put in them. And you? Have you ever felt the weight of rejection and loneliness? Have you ever felt like everyone is moving away from you? What if instead of looking for human solutions, you tried what the old man taught Ahmed? Try it and see for yourself. Repetition has sacred power. 141 is a mystical number, a vibration that resonates with the secrets of the universe. 7 days, it is the time necessary for the soul to assimilate the divine light and for the doors of change to open. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, taught us, recall Allah abundantly, for he loves those who call upon him persistently. When you repeat of Wadoud, feel it. Imagine the love of Allah spreading through you like a gentle light, illuminating your darkness. Can you commit to doing this for 7 days and watch the change in yourself? Fatima was in search of love, not earthly love, but spiritual love. that calming of the heart that only Allah can offer. One day, she read a hadith that struck her. He who likes to meet Allah, Allah will like to meet him, reported by Al-Bukhari and Muslim. She then began to invoke Ya Wadoud 141 times every day. The first night she felt calm. By the third day, his anxiety eased. After a week, she realized that a deep love lived within her, a serenity that she had never known before. Fatima testifies today, "I was looking for love in this world, but I found it in Allah." And you? Are you ready to experience this divine love? If you want to feel Allah's love and kindness, here's how to practice Ya Wadoud 141 times for 7 days. Choose a moment of calm, after the Fajr or Isha prayer preferably. Place yourself in a state of full presence, the heart turned towards Allah. Close your eyes and recite Ya Wadoud slowly, with sincerity, 141 times. Visualize His love filling you, feel His affection envelop you. End with a personal prayer, ask Allah what your heart desires. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "When my servant draws near to me through acts of worship, I love him. And when I love him, I become his hearing with which he hears, his sight with which he sees, his hand with which he strikes, and his foot with which he walks." Hadith Qudsi, Sahih al-Bukhari. Imagine for a moment, what would happen if you connected to Allah with deep sincerity for 7 days? You now have a powerful spiritual secret in your hands. Of Wadoud is not just a simple invocation. It is a key that opens hearts and attracts divine light. Try for 7 days. Observe the signs. Feel the changes in you and around you. Allah is near, always. He always answers. Is it not through the remembrance of Allah that hearts are calmed? Surat Ar-Ra'd 13:28. If this video touched you, share it with those who are looking for a path to divine love. And you, are you ready to experience the secret of Ya Wadoud? Subscribe for more spiritual secrets and activate the bell so you don't miss anything. Share this video with those who need love and inner peace.